agents.
Well, can I have you sign in at the table right there? There's a sign-in sheet. Thank you.
Was taking the phone call. I'm just like, where have we gone?
All right, Bob, the floor is yours.
We're good? All right, with that, we'd like to start the June 5th zoning board of appeals meeting at 7:01. We'll start out with a roll call. Robert Peckham, present. Beth Mossworth,
Here.
John Miglerini,
Here.
Christian Chamberlain,
Here.
Heather Robinson,
Here.
Aaron Lehman,
Here.
Timothy Harrington is not present. Could I get someone to? Oh, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance first. Everybody, if you wouldn't mind standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before I do the next part, I'll do a little bit of housekeeping. In case of emergency, there are exits right outside the atrium and on either side of the boardroom, probably where you came in. I'd ask you to silence your cell phones. General way that this process works, I will call up the applications one by one. We will ask you to come up to the podium. I will have you state your name and address loud and clear, speaking into the microphone for the record. And after that, we will ask a series of questions. Some of them may seem basic or repetitive, depending on what you're hearing from the other applicants, but they're important to us. We will then make a decision based on the information that we have. Majority decision, if it's approved, great, we send you a letter in the mail, and you then have to go and finish your permit, sorry, your permit, lost for the word there. If it's not, then it's not approved. All right. With that, I would like to ask if we could get someone to motion for the minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, with regards to the meeting minutes for May 1st, 2024, I move to approve.
I'll second.
Oh, everybody. Seconded by Beth. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. We can start on application 2024-027, which is Bruce Ellsworth. Welcome. Good.
Bruce Ellsworth, 1256 Calkins Road.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to add to the application?
I think, no. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what is the need for the additional footage on the garage
Storage.
storage?
Yeah, I would like to store my boat in there in the summertime and, my snow plows.
Okay.
And you're gonna do concrete floor in there and everything?
Yep.
It's not gonna be
Concrete
dirt.
floor. Masonry foundation.
Okay.
Is it going to look any different than the rest of the house as far as the design or siding or anything else?
It's gonna match existing. Everything's match existing. The only difference that'll be is with the garage door, I might put an 8-foot or 9-foot door height so I can get my boat in.
Sure.
That's, other than it'd be a cookie cutter of the house.
Great.
Okay.
So,
Your existing garage is already 33 feet wide, deep that is.
No, it's not. My existing garage is roughly, it's 14 feet wide inside and just shy of 20 feet. Depth wise, there is a room behind my garage
Oh.
that is not evidently on the survey map. It shows it as one long unit.
Mm-hmm.
So hence, if that was the case, I wouldn't need to put an addition on. So, yeah.
and you're going to put the driveway right to the edge of that, obviously, or is it already there?
So it's pretty much there. I'll be wiring off. I think it's roughly 6 feet, 7 feet
In front
to the corner of the garage.
so you can put the boat in.
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, right now I have pavement and then I have a sidewalk there. And I need to add a little bit on because that's, still gravel and grass.
Any other questions from board members?
No further questions.
Any questions from members of the audience? Heather, do you have anybody on Zoom today?
I have no one online.
All right. With that, I would like to close this application.
Mr. Chairman, with regards to application ZBA 2024-027 for an area variance, I move to approve. Whereas the zoning board has duly advertised and held public hearings, has considered all relevant information, and has considered the potential benefits to the applicant versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variance. Now therefore be it resolved that the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of fact. Man, I can't even talk to the hiccups. The variance will not result in an undesirable change to the characteristics of the neighborhood. He's adding an addition on there for storage for his boat, and it will actually give curb appeal. The variance cannot be achieved by some other feasible alternative, as the addition needs to be attached to the existing garage. The variance requested is not substantial. Adding addition to the existing garage. The variance will not have a negative effect on the physical or environmental conditions. The difficulty related to the variance was self-created, but in order to add on to the existing garage, it has to be on that side of the house. And be it further resolved that based upon the above findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby approves the variance as presented.
I'll second.
Seconded by Heather. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how long before I get a letter in the mail?
Usually it's within a week or so.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a little later. I know
No, I just wondered if it was gonna be a month or I
No,
figured
it
a
should
couple
be.
weeks, so
Like 2
it
weeks.
should be a
Yeah.
month.
no problem.
You're approved, so I will let Ray know to continue on with the review of their permit.
Okay,
So
all right, thank
keep
you.
going on. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. So with that, we'll do the next application. In this case, it's 2024-031. And it's Faith Guru. Is that right? You must be Tom.
Yeah.
And you're Tom Passmore.
Correct.
What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry, 030. Correction on my words.
You're
No,
fine.
you're right.
Fine.
I just said the wrong thing. Please state your name and address for the record officially.
You want my home address or her address?
Your address.
Tom Passmore, 53 Oakshire Way, Town of Henrietta, Pittsburgh, Mailer.
Great.
Is there anything you want to add to the application, in addition to what's already on the, application?
No, unless there's any questions, hopefully it was self-explanatory.
No, I just wondering what, you're downsizing the overall footprint of the deck.
Correct.
Is that, for any reason for that? You just decided to have a smaller deck?
Yeah, my sister and her husband have some mental capacity limitations from birth defects. So they really aren't in a position to build a deck of the size that's there now.
Mhm.
So we're just building a smaller deck.
Okay. Just curious, but
Yeah.
actually, we're always going, people are coming in here to do bigger. And this is actually one of the cases where you're going smaller, which is
Right,
not-
exactly.
not the norm.
They would like that, but unfortunately, it's not to be this time.
And the existing deck, as you said, is deteriorating, or that, it's,
Yeah, we're guessing it's about 40 years old. It was built before they took possession of the house, and there's, I think 2 of the floor joists are cracked now, and there's deterioration all around it.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a safety hazard at that point.
Right.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.
And, what is the deck gonna be made out of?
Pressure treated wood.
Okay. Do you plan on staining it or painting it down the road?
Yeah, we'll let it dry out for a year.
Yep.
We just put a matching deck on the rear of the house in April that was, inspected by Ray and approved. It's gonna be
Yep.
identical to the one
Okay.
back.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Thank you. No further questions.
No other questions?
No.
Any questions from members of the audience? Okay, with that, we can close this application.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, with regard to application number ZBA 2024-030 for an area variance, I move to approve as follows. Whereas the zoning board has 1, duly advertised and held a public hearing, 2, has considered all relevant information, and 3, has considered the potential benefit to the applicant versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variances. Now therefore be it resolved that the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of fact. The variance will not result in an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties. The applicant wants to remove the old deteriorating deck and replace it with a smaller deck, which will look nicer. The variance cannot be achieved by some other feasible alternative, as the front of the house is located on the 60-foot setback. The variance requested is not substantial. The applicant seeks to replace the existing deck, which is 15 feet 9 inches by 12 feet. 15 feet, 15 feet 9 inches times by 12 feet, right? With a smaller deck that is 5 by 4 feet. The variance will not have a negative effect on the physical or environmental conditions. The new deck will cover less of the ground around the front of the house. And the difficulty relating to the variance was self-created. The applicant wishes to replace an old deck that is deteriorated with a new deck that will be nicer and safer. And be it further resolved that based upon the above findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby approves the variance as presented.
Oh, man. Seconded by Beth. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good
Have a
evening.
good day.
You too.
Okay, now I'm doing 31.
Yes.
2024-031, which is Sarah Butler. Welcome. Hi. You know the drill, right?
Sarah Butler, 5609 West Henrietta Road.
Good job, Sarah.
Thank you. Is there anything that you'd like to add to your application?
No, I think everything's fairly covered.
Okay, so you're looking to get the white vinyl fence for safety concerns of a toddler?
Yeah, and just the extra foot feels a bit safer to us than 3 feet.
Okay. Have you looked into other options of trying to get like an additional barrier? Anything like vegetation?
Well, I mean, I have looked at those options, but that's also very expensive.
Mhm.
It takes time for that to also grow up. So I mean, I have, but I haven't like put a lot of energy into exploring that because it just didn't seem as practical as a fence.
Okay.
And I look at this and it, again, just to be on the same page here, you're just doing a fence in the front, but not the sides?
It's just a little bit on the sides. We have some shrubs that start on one side of the property, so it's just gonna meet those and it goes to the house on the other end.
Looks like 20 feet, well, 20 on the non-house side and 24 foot back on the house side.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. There it is. Perfect. It seems pretty straightforward to me. Any other questions from the board members?
No.
Any questions from members of the audience? Nope. With that, we can close the application. Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, with regard to application number ZBA 2024-031 for an area variance, I move to approve as follows. Whereas the zoning board has duly advertised and held a public hearing, has considered all relevant information and has considered the potential benefit to the applicant versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variance. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of fact. The variance will not result in an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties. The applicant plans on doing a white vinyl fence, which is more aesthetically pleasing or appealing and will match the white trim on the house. There is another house in the same neighborhood, which is on the same street that has a fence in the front yard. The variance cannot be achieved by some other feasible alternative. The variance is needed for immediate safety concerns for a small child. Any other feasible alternative will take time for plants or trees to mature and is not financially feasible at this time. The variance requested is not substantial as the applicant is only asking for a 1 foot relief. The variance will not have a negative effect on physical or environmental conditions. The difficulty relating to the variance was self-created as the applicant is needing the variance to address safety concerns as their property is located on a busy road. And be it further resolved that based upon the above findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby approve the variance as presented.
I'll second.
Seconded by Christian. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Evening.
Good night.
We have one set of variances left. 2024-033 through 045. This is for Splash Car Wash. Welcome. I thought it.
My name's Ronnie Cassis, from Cassis Superior Signs, 6699 Old Thompson Road, Syracuse, New York.
Welcome.
Your first name real quick. I didn't get that.
It's Rania, Rania.
Thank you.
You can bend the microphone down closer to you, that helps.
There you go.
If you don't mind, I'll start.
No, go ahead.
So we've all been looking at this quite a bit, and this is quite a sign package
Yes.
requested for one property.
Mhm.
One, large building, but reasonably sized, commercial property. There's going to be a lot of questions for you here. There will be quite a bit of debate. I
Yes.
guarantee this. If you heard our workshop, you know there was already a start of a lot of this debate. And so I'm encouraging you when we ask the questions to be, to really sell us on this, because I think this is a substantial package that for your sake, I hope it goes through, but I have a little bit of doubt on it. So we'll need your full thought process on this. Aaron's going to lead this and start, but we'll go from there.
To sort of make this easier, I think it might be nicer to package these by type of the variance you're requesting.
I'm fine with that.
And I think perhaps the easiest one to start with, I think, is the variant. There's two variances requesting 2 additional directional signs, more than is allowed.
Mhm.
And is there anything you would like to add in addition to the application that has not been presented?
I just want to double check because we had it originally at 22, or we changed the cabinet size to 21 inches high. And then from the bottom of the cabinet to the grade is 36 inches high.
Actually, Aaron, I think I'm going to ask for another comment ahead of time. Before. Could you do an overview for us?
Yes.
I would like you to give us the presentation on what you're trying to do.
Okay, so we are looking for an exterior sign package for Splash Car Wash. They have plenty of locations that they're trying to grow and kind of stand out compared to other car washes that have the similar color scheme. So they like to kind of have a same sign package across the board. So that's what we're presenting first. So that's why it has the bigger pylon with the kind of structure that it is. That's how a lot of their other locations are. Same thing with the enter and exit. They just kind of try and make it the same as every other location, and just to increase the safety, knowing where to go in and out. And then that's why we kind of have the logo on the directionals, just so they know what car wash it is, since there is so many that looks pretty similar. And again, with the building signs, they just like to have the most visibility on each road as you're passing by, so you know where you're going, as well as the free car wash. That's a non-illuminated set of letters. So that's just kind of indicating to get people into the car wash, since it's free to the public. So,
Free car wash or free?
or free vacuums, apologies. The free vacuums.
This is an interesting business model.
Yeah. So the free vacuums is kind of just there so that they know where it is on the building, since it is a bigger property.
Now, you have given through the paperwork that was supplied to the town, you have given us a site map.
Yes.
And on your site map, all of your signs are identified with a number, I
Yes.
think, or at least most of them. And the ones that are questionable, meaning that you need variances for, seem to have a red arrow associated with it, or a red line associated, or circle
Yes.
associated with each of them. So Aaron, for sake of me
Mhm.
and maybe others, which ones are you referring to when you're on your first set of questions that you just asked about? The directional signs, I think, is what you said.
Yep.
Are those ones on Jefferson or the ones on Clay, or same thing?
Same thing. They are signs 1 through 4.
Okay,
And the particular variants for the additional signs are application number 40 and 41.
okay.
Just for clarification, is this your typical sign package for this company?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is pretty much the most that they would do. And then we try and adjust it for every
Mhm.
kind of village or in any area that we go to. We kind of adjust it to what your code allows us.
How many of them need substantial adjustment?
I've gone to a few. My coworker is actually that's his job. But he's out of Florida, so I go to the meetings for him. So personally, I've gone to two. This is my third one. But they probably have about 15 locations and they're increasing some now.
Do a lot of those locations, they'll get their sign package reduced based on code and zoning?
We trying to adjust to them, so we adjust it to what the code allows, but most of the time we try and do, the pylon, a building sign on each facade, and then have the free vacuums since if the location has it. So, and then the directionals, it's just to direct traffic.
I'm sorry I interrupted so much.
No, you're fine. So I do notice that the directional signs, the four,
Mm.
are going to be internally illuminated. Are they going to, is there a typical timing that they will be illuminated?
Usually they would be illuminated at night. So sometimes they'll have like a timer on there just so that when the daylight is up, they're not on, just to save energy.
Mhm.
And then most of the time, there is printed vinyl on top, so it's not as bright. It just kind of, most of the white will be the brightest, but the vinyl does block off a lot of the light.
And do you, I mean, and you may not know this, but do you know when the typical business hours would be? Are they open like 24/7 or?
I don't think they are 24/7. I'm not sure of the exact hours because it varies per location, but
Mhm.
I know for the LED, they do have it going towards their hours. They turn it off at night and they
Okay.
just put it on like an hour before they open, just to have it started.
The one in Greece is open from 8 AM to 8 PM.
Okay.
So
That makes sense. Do they, so one of the concerns I have with these signs is the height of them right next to the sidewalk.
Mhm.
And not just the height of the sign. I was thinking about this more and more. I drove by there so many times just
mhm.
thinking about this,
Mhm.
including in the past 4 hours. And I personally have concern with a couple of the signs that you have at the sidewalk and the big pylon sign because of its scope at the corner.
Mhm.
I know we're not talking about that one yet. The negative I see on these signs is two things. One is the height that you had it at, and I think you just identified that they're gonna do it a little bit lower.
Yeah, we had two different options. I think the original was 4'10".
4.9.
Yeah,
Is what we
that's
have.
the one I have. 4'9" is we shrinked it to 4'9" is what
Okay.
they're usually a little bit bigger.
So 4'9" is the one that we have.
Yes.
So, I believe driving out of there at the sidewalk, let's say you're going on to Jefferson and Beth, let me know for sure. You can only take a right there, which is, I agree with her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I think pedestrians walking by and other things, I think that sign's right in the way.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I think you need an exit and enter sign. I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
I don't really like the bubble that says car wash. I think they can figure out that it's a car wash because it's a darn car wash. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is. You have other signs on the building that say car wash. You have signs that say splash car wash. I think it identifies, I'm one person of the vote, so I'm not all of them, okay?
Mhm.
But I feel that as I think about it more and more, I'm okay with almost anything on the exit or entrance sign, except the car wash bubble.
Okay.
So for me, and that's a variance, correct? Aaron?
Yes, so there's actually 3 variances with these signs. There's the one for the additional directional. They're allowed 2.
So they're having 4.
There's a variance to place the logo on the sign.
Yeah.
And then there's a variance for the height.
I personally, my one vote, I am against the car wash sign on there. I think the enter and exit is adequate. I think we should sort of work on each one individually or each one of these packages together.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're all. Oh, yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts on this? I gave my feel on it.
I just want to be clear with the way that the traffic pattern is for the property. Is the only way that a customer will be able to go in is on Clay Road and the Jefferson Road exit is at exit only? Is that how it works?
Or they can
Um,
access the They can access the parking lot and free vacuums.
So they can access the parking lot, okay, because
Yes, you will have an entrance and exit off of Jefferson Road and both on Clay Road.
right, but on Clay Road, it looks like there was an arrow on the showing just the
What's it-
entrance, so
Well, it's just gonna be the arrow in.
Is it only, I think Christian asked a great question. Can you only enter this facility on Clay Road?
No, I think,
You can enter both.
think you should
exit
be able
on
to,
both?
because there's the arrow that goes around that corner
Yeah,
to get into the parking lot.
it's a thin exit on Jefferson. Exit/entrance on Jefferson.
Okay, I see now, actually, I was confusing the shading for where just where the lane was, but it's actually further over, so it's, so there's the lane. And then there's also this other area, there, it is entrance and exit.
So they can get in
They can, okay,
here
all right,
and drive around,
sorry,
Where'd you point?
the map was a little
so they can come in off the
confusing, because it was,
That's
the way it
right.
was shaded.
through the parking lot.
The one on Clay is
I agree.
backwards. The exit is on the north, it's on north side of the entrance.
Shouldn't it be?
Normal, yes. Disregard.
It looks like that they have the arrows to direct into the car wash, but then
I
there's
like the test.
other sides that you enter the parking lot. So if you don't want to go to the car wash. Because there's half of the driveway there that's not indicated as part of the directional arrow, right?
What does that mean?
So
It's gonna be post section.
on Jefferson Road, it looks like they're only indicating traffic flow into the car wash, but they're not indicating traffic flow on the other half of that driveway. So number 2 on the map,
That's Clay.
there's no arrow directing either way there.
What is that one gonna be?
Well, I think.
I don't know, that's a question, because they don't.
Right.
All right, my question is more on Jefferson, signs 3 and 4. On your map,
Mhm.
can you see it okay?
Yes.
If you look at that, it does not look like an entrance to me. The width of that driveway looks like an exit, period.
Right,
It's 15 feet.
It's also the way it's aligned.
Is
due
that what
to
it
the-
says?
Due
It's
to the
double-
road, because it's not a
It's
90
double
degree.
laned.
Oh, I didn't see the 15 feet there.
It looks like it's kind of
Like it
curved.
widens out. a
Got
little
it.
bit more at the curb.
Yeah,
I didn't
but
see the
it-
15-foot reference, so I'm fine with it.
but you can't turn left out of there, so that's right, it's probably smaller.
Okay, so.
But
they-
some-
they turn
But
on-
someone turning in right could be almost plowing someone.
Yeah,
That's not her problem. She's
Right.
doing the signage.
right.
Okay. Other thoughts on these 4 signs?
It is, if you look at the map, it is right only, or exit only in that, at Jefferson. Thank you, Heather.
Where does it say that?
Well, there's a big arrow right in the middle here.
That's a different map than what.
It is.
I pulled up the site plan application from planning board guys, and this is what was approved under site plan for the entrances and exits.
Okay.
Okay,
It's updated from the map that was supplied.
To us.
Okay,
yeah,
so the-
That is a lot different than ours.
the Clay Road sign side makes total sense to me. There's an exit left and right, an entrance, a single entrance,
Right.
and multiple lanes into the car wash and a couple
Mhm.
back and forth to the,
Right. So the curve around makes sense coming out of the car wash to go to like the vacuum.
they can't get to the vacuums from the Clay Road side if there's a median there.
Not if there's a vehicle. No, they can. No, they can't. Oh, no, they can't because there's a median.
Yeah, this was a contention for me as well, but you basically have to go through the 3 lanes of entrance. You get to that bypass left lane to get into the vacuum
Oh, that's
Or
gonna be-
through the car wash,
or through the car.
That's gonna be such a pain.
but only an exit. There's only an exit on
Though.
on Jefferson is what it looks like,
Yeah,
Right only, yes.
and
but no intake.
so there's a barrier from, basically the only way actually really into the car wash is on Clay Road.
That's genius.
Okay, so,
So-
yeah.
So
You
in-
definitely need directional signs there then to tell people you can't turn in there from Jefferson.
Is
I can see
that,
somebody trying.
Well, it should just.
Well,
be
I
an
think
exit
the
sign and
idea
then-
is that the one at Jefferson's gonna
So-
be exit signs only, not gonna be an
Right.
entrance.
So-
So long as you got the exit,
Right,
you shouldn't be making that right hand turn.
So right now,
each sign's on
so
both
right now, what was advertised to the public is not
Make left
correct.
turns median.
We don't know that because it doesn't say,
Well, because it says there's 3 and 4.
Signs 1 through 4 are either enter or exit.
So, but there's still, there are two
Could
exit
put
signs.
2 exit signs if they want.
Would you plan on doing 2 exits on sign 3 and 4?
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't know that it was different than the site plan. But,
I didn't know that either. I would like,
Hey,
what's that?
I have a question.
This.
A ro-
And now they're.
If we decided that we
Well, the site
did
plan
not
is a-
approve the, having a logo on the directional sign, is there other variations of that enter exit sign that you guys have used in the past?
yes, I think we've done it for like one other location. So I think what they did was they took off that top logo and it was just like the red enter
Mhm.
and exit signs. I think we only did it for one location,
Not even-
but
But
it's
there was
definitely an
no-
option that we
They need a
can do.
variance for
Of
sign.
course, the car wash would want the logo there, obviously, but we try to adjust it to what you guys prefer.
Okay,
so
I-
the,
I am completely in preference of that, just for my 2 cents worth. That would make it so we don't have to pay attention to the height variance.
Mhm.
We don't have to pay attention to we decline both the height and the
Mhm.
stylized variance.
Mhm.
Only thing we'd have to do is quantity variance.
Mhm.
Which I don't even care what the answer is. Personally, if it says enter or exit, as long as it's correct.
to me, that's not on us, that's the planning board. They've had to review that. not
Yeah.
us.
We
The,
also don't have the correct site plan that.
Yeah.
the zoning board has been looking at.
you want another page next one?
Do we need that, or, because we're not technically
That's my
approving
question too. I don't know if we need,
directional.
the only thing that we need to well,
Is a sign is really important.
so we could also say, we don't need 4 signs, we could enter exit signs.
Hmm.
If that's exit only, we could very easily just have 3 signs
One
Right.
exit sign for Jefferson.
for Jefferson,
One enter and one exit on Clay.
yeah. Yep. Right? I mean,
I mean, I don't think we need that, because as far as we're concerned, we're only looking at the amount of signs and the height and the logo. We're not
Right.
approving
No,
which way.
Planning,
But if planning, we should be giving the minimum amount of variances.
Mhm.
Right,
If planning said this Jefferson roadside is exit only,
right.
if that's what it is, that's what it looks like from that picture that Heather had up.
Mhm.
If that's the case, there is no reason for an entrance sign there, or in my opinion, 2 exit signs.
Correct.
Mhm.
If you put an exit sign on the
Left-hand side, what?
the left-hand side, it's exit. People can't enter from that side if that's the case. I mean, the
Mhm.
sign takes care of it.
And you don't need to see the exit sign when you're going out.
True, but you don't want people to pull into it if it's only an exit.
Right, but I'm saying if you, like you said, if you have the one, you really don't need the other.
I like having an exit sign there because,
That
If-
stops people from Jefferson. from
yes,
Right.
that's exactly the reason why.
Right.
But you don't have an entrance need there if it's not possible. Or if it's not appropriate.
And if you're adding just an extra exit sign, you're just blocking more visibility for that. For the people around that sign.
So it feels like. Unless Heather or Kevin tell us otherwise, it looks like that site of plan that was approved by planning. Makes Jefferson an exit only. If that's the case, we do not need an extra sign. So the only variance we would have is 1 extra sign. And we would, if my way goes, if I'm in the majority, then they would have no extra bubble on top, which would eliminate the height need. So those 4 variances would go away, or 8, I guess. And 1 variance would go away for an extra sign, so there'd only be 1 extra sign. Does anybody on the, and I don't know that we need to vote on it yet, we can do this as a full package at the end. But does anybody have any disagreement with my view of what it should be? I'm okay with that, I'm just saying that. I'm asking if there's anybody that wants other input.
I'm good with
Mhm.
the 3 signs and limited to just enter and exit at
Yeah.
3 foot.
So matching what I was
Mhm.
saying.
Me too, basically.
You're good with that? Okay, so we'll have to remember this to the end.
I'm writing
We
this
wanna do
down so
more
I
of
can
this.
review it with you.
There's gonna be a lot of writing and we need to review this.
Yeah, I'm writing down the basics so I can review it with you at the end.
Perfect. So do you follow what we just said?
Yes.
We will write this up. This is not done yet. We gotta do the officially when we're done, but that you're following the enter and exit signs. We're all on the same page with understanding.
Yes.
Aaron, I think if you're okay with it, I'd like to talk about pylon sign number 5, which is the main sign at the intersection.
Yeah.
And I think that's labeled 35, is that right?
Yeah, it's number 5.
5 is 35, application 35, okay. So the main pylon sign, really the only thing that you're asking us for. Oh wait, Kevin, did you tell us about the square footage?
Yeah, it's total square footage is 112 per side, which would need
Another-
unfortunately, an additional.
if we approve it.
Unless they want to shrink it down to 100.
Okay, so you have, there's 2 things we learned today from a little calculation error. That if this one is approved, that you will actually have to get us another variance if it's approved, because the square foot variance is exceeded with the 2 signs.
Okay.
One sign being a screen, a video.
The LED.
monitor,
Yep.
LED, and one sign being the static
Okay,
sign. I don't know what you,
Logo.
Okay.
The
The
logo sign.
logo.
so there is that's if we approve both.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, if we approve the size of it or the extra sign. What do they like to put on there?
So that's just advertising like any sales that they have. It's one of their main sales. Like we have a lot of locations that have them, and the ones that don't, they perform a little bit less that they've noticed. So they would like to have the LED there to kind of promote the services that they have.
How do they, so I understand the concept of advertising or sale content.
Mhm.
How do they use it at the other stores?
So they'll put their hours, they'll put whatever like sales they have. So if they have like a sale on the monthly cost, or like if there's like, you get a free 2 car washes for one.
Does it scroll? Does
Um,
it change?
So they change once per hour, so they try and limit it so it's not too, flashing. So they usually do one change per hour, and then they just turn it on an hour before just to make sure it's up and working, because usually the LEDs take some time to start up.
That makes sense. Warm up or whatever. Tell me a little bit about the sign itself. Now, I see the picture of the sign, 25 feet high. I think the people in your example are slightly small people, but yeah, they're vertically challenged. They can't reach the top shelf. But I would like to understand what this sign looks like. It looks very, very wide to me from where the people are in the logo or in the page to the right side of the gray or off-white that I see.
Mhm.
Roughly how wide is that?
I don't have an exact measurement, but
It looks like it's about 96 inches wide anyways, roughly.
it would be,
It's thick. Is it solid?
so that's just covering the poles that would be supporting the sign. So that's mainly what's covering that, and then the wiring that's running through for the LED and for the wiring for the logo on the top.
So it's like 2 steel poles.
It
it's a
depends. It
box.
could be one big one or 2 small. That's why the sign is very thick too, because the LEDs need something to attach to. So that's kind of where the thickness comes from. That's why it kind of ranges around the 20 to 25 range. So
Wide.
yeah, the depth of the entire
Yeah,
sign.
This is 28.
28. My question is not
Yeah.
that, it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the width of the face.
So that is large, right? So
Mhm.
you're gonna be putting that at the intersection.
Mhm.
Compared to the picture, where would the road be? And I mean, this, just for clarity, I'm talking this picture.
Yes.
Because I am concerned at that intersection about visibility.
Yeah, it looks like from the site plan that's on here, it's parallel with Clay Road.
So it's perpendicular to Jefferson.
Yes.
Do we see that?
It's kind of
Sort of.
small, but it's the little line that's in there.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I see the little line there. I just thought that was part of the extension of
Got it.
this is where it's gonna be.
So it sits far enough back from the intersection.
It's pretty far back. Go ahead, Aaron.
What material would, I guess essentially the cover be made out of?
So that would just be aluminum painted, whatever color. So it's, in this case, it's gray. So all those pieces, all the colored pieces are just painted pieces of aluminum on top. So that's all non-illuminated.
Is the big sign illuminated? The build, the
The
advertising?
car wash splash.
The logo, so the face would be I don't think this one has it. Sometimes, let me just double check. Yeah, so the whole face is illuminated, but again, the vinyl kind of covers most of it. So kind of where that line is on the top and the bottom is an LED rope. So it's just kind of like a line of light. So it's not too bright. It's just kind of the LED rope and then the face illuminated, but the vinyl does kind of block off a lot of the lighting for it.
How many of the store, you started to say this, but I didn't hear the answer, or I didn't catch it fully. How many of the stores don't have the LED sign?
Not too many of them. A lot of them we've converted from old locations. So some other, like they'll buy a different car wash and they'll convert it over. That's the only ones that they really didn't have a LED, but when they start new, they usually do have an LED.
So for due diligence, LED signs, according to the town code, can only change once per hour.
That's what she said. She's.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear so that, I know you had mentioned they want to advertise like hours and sales and things like that, so, you know, I don't know if that fits the criteria, but it sounds like it does.
So I know the main purpose is to, hours and sales. Is there gonna be any other areas on the building, either as billboard or signs by the car wash gonna indicate sales as well?
I'm not too familiar with them specifically. I'm not sure if they have like the menu boards like Delta Sonic does. We also do their signs, so I'm familiar with them, but I'm not sure for this
What was the
location.
other reference?
Delta Sonic, because I know they have the menu boards with the pricing on there. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do we know how far back that sign is from the road?
It doesn't,
There's no measurement listed on the site
None
plan
that I
that
see.
we have.
that was not feedback.
Yeah, I don't have an exact measurement on that one.
Can't find.
I don't-
Heather, is there a dimension on the
On the
On the
planning boards?
planning board's site plan?
Oh, 1 sec, let me pull it back up.
Thank you.
That's 15 feet wide from the easement.
Yeah, it looks like it's 20 feet or so.
I don't see it noted, but I do know that they had to move it back because originally it was proposed to be in the easement for the water authority. And
Mm.
so the measurements that we see in the application today are not accurate because they had to shift it backwards out of the easement.
So it's
Okay.
past 20 feet
Well, that's what that
right now.
I believe so.
So it's right in that view.
Yeah, it's required to be 20 foot from the right of way.
So that would take it.
Is that what that flagpole final location is, or is there also a flagpole?
Well, it says proposed to be D, so it's not even. My-
Beth's bringing it up. It might be right in that bend between the parking spaces.
Mhm.
You don't know.
No. I have the same site plan you guys have,
Yep.
so.
There's a blue line on it that looks like they drew it backwards or something. Okay. Any questions or thoughts from board members? I'm sure we're gonna have to pause this and talk about it afterwards.
Is there any way to make this whole sign 100 square foot on each side?
Yeah, so I have another option that they drew up that has, it's like slightly smaller. And it's like a center pole instead of the whole wall kind of structure that we have.
Has a
Um,
circle at the top.
I'm liking
Yeah,
what
it has
you're
a
saying.
circle with an LED and then I could give you guys a copy if you need one.
We have to keep it if you give it to us.
Yeah,
So this is not larger, this is smaller. Yeah, I'm much happier with it. I like that a lot better. and a foot shorter. No, that's the same height. 19'10", it is shorter. Okay, I'll pass it, I'll send this round to the back. The other one's 25 feet.
Mm-mm.
Hold on.
Well, it's like-
The second sign.
But that fixes the concerns. I don't like the reader or I don't like the LED signs at all. I don't like them. No problem.
Do we have any right now?
I didn't, well,
Well, there's one at Sonic.
right, there's one at Delta Sonic, but that sign has the Delta Sonic, the 3 for the gas prices, and then the LED at the bottom. West Henrietta is the one I know of.
On both sides too.
Is it both?
It's got on right here,
Both
it's on.
sides, yeah.
No, there's only one LED screen. I'm not talking gas price at Delta.
Yeah.
There's only one LED screen is it?
And then-
No,
Were you-
it is only. the
Where you
price.
penciled it in, would that have like,
Yeah,
that
that's the
gray?
cabinet. Yeah, that's
Yep,
why I
the cabinet,
I
yep.
drew it so you could see it. It's hard to see with the white.
I'm fine with that one.
But I'm
I
not.
still don't
okay.
love the LED, but I'm okay with it. The other one I don't like at the corner. If
So
you
to-
were down the middle of the road, I'd be fine with it, but not at the corner.
Right, so administratively, we have no issues approving that under the current application because it's asking for less.
Correct, and I think we could just say. We could just write it to this.
Right, like, yeah, as per, as provided, blah, blah,
As
blah.
provided by
That's
option
okay,
one.
right, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, I'm totally okay. Does anybody have problems with the secondary? The 82.
I like that better.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, no issue.
Heather? Hang on, don't say anything.
I'm okay with it.
Heather, you matter to me very much, but when it
I
comes to the-
understand, I understand, I'm okay with it.
I mean,
Okay.
Aaron, do you need that while you're writing?
Yeah, here. That's it.
yeah,
And make sure Heather gets a copy of it, or that copy. So that answers that one.
Do we talk about the
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
three vacuums?
Yeah, I just didn't do it because I accidentally closed the page. Okay, so there's a couple other ones too, right? Not just free vacuums.
Yeah, there's.
Right.
the Sign number 9,
Which one's, nine's the back, is the south face.
right?
Okay, south face towards the hotel.
number 33, right? Application 33.
I don't know, sign number 9 is 33, yes.
I'm okay with that one.
This is.
What's the rationale for needing a sign on the back? I'm gonna call it the back of the building,
Hmm.
south side. On an entrance where they've already pulled in, they're in a queue
Mm.
to go there. What's the need for that extra sign?
Is that for the free vacuums or is that for?
No, I'm sorry, it's sign, I'm sorry, I should give you the number. Nine,
Number 9.
Right,
which is the above the,
Actual entrance.
above the entrance of the car
Oh,
wash.
on the end, okay. They just usually have that at most of them, so that's how they kind of try and keep it consistent with all the locations.
Do the other locations have visibility to that face from the roads?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
When you go to this location, that sign is on away from both roads and faces a hotel.
Mhm.
There is no visibility to that from the road,
Okay.
either road. I guess maybe there's a small sliver you could see when you're zooming by Clay Road, but there's not much there.
Mhm.
Is there the people at the hotel could probably see it pretty well.
Yeah.
But do you see any other places, any other reason for that? Are there other locations that have that similar scenarios? I guess what I'm asking.
Yes, they have, so anytime they have, obviously the 4 sides to the building, there's usually one that's gonna be covered. So any side that they have that's facing any traffic, even if it's in their parking lot, they try and get a logo just on the building so they could keep it, as much advertisement as possible.
I understand. What is it? What do people think about sign number 9?
I don't like it only because it's putting in I'm sorry, is this sign illuminated as well?
Yes,
I don't like it because it's going to be illuminated at the hotel.
Internally illuminated or
Mhm.
externally?
internally illuminated.
You have none of these are externally.
No, let me double check, because sometimes they have, that LED rope, which it's not bright. And then the car wash letters, it's actually a piece that goes on top. So that's non-illuminated letters. So that covers that whole middle section.
And I think, at least from my perspective, I have not been given a case that it's going to accomplish anything.
Well, that's what my question is.
And so why the variance if it's, yes, Evan?
I have a question. So you have, you have the south elevation here and the north elevation, you have doors. What are the purpose of those doors? Is that for employees, for maintenance? Is that for people to come in to?
The side doors you're
The-
talking
the
about, no, right
north and-
under where like the car wash letters are.
Correct, there's doors there and there's also doors over by sign 9.
I'm pretty sure that's to like have storage and to service the car wash itself, because it's right next to the entrance and exit.
So that, okay.
It's all mechanical area where all the.
Yeah.
equipment is, so you need access.
And the soap and wax. and
Well,
stuff.
just for where sign number 9 is, you have a storefront there, so that's why I asked the question. It's not just a man door.
Mhm.
The store, is that, yeah, I guess it is roughly. So going back to Aaron's question. Or comment, I should say.
Yeah, I just don't see. I have not seen the need for the variance
For sign number 9.
for sign number 9. Given that it is purely a branding or marketing sign, if you will. You're already in the car wash and you've seen the signs already.
And paid.
So I think if it were maybe in a different location, I might be okay with it. I'm also have concerns with putting an illuminated sign directly pointed at a hotel.
Can we put in there not to illuminate it?
Well,
I
just,
can show you a picture. I have a picture of it on my phone of like how bright it is. It's not really that
I'd love
bright.
to see the picture on your
Yeah.
phone.
you have to click on it.
No, it's on. She's-
Now you gotta-
Oh,
now you gotta keep her phone.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, that really goes. That's a great screen.
oh, you have to talk at the microphone, sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oop, oh, whoa, whoa.
Sorry. Oh, you can talk in the.
So yeah, so the LED rope, it's not really that bright. And then most of the face illumination is pretty dim because it's covered with vinyl, and then the express car wash and splash, it's all flat material, so it's not shining through. It's just the background really.
Mhm,
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I guess my final comment on that is if the car wash is only open till 8 and they,
Why do they need lighting on the back sign? Is that your question?
well, and if they only light it till 8 or say 9 o'clock,
It doesn't really matter.
is that really gonna matter to the hotel?
By the way, they have blackout curtains too. I say a lot of hotels.
Right.
It's-
Well, and the parking lot of that hotel probably has way brighter lights than.
Okay, so you're not worried about the lights. It's
Not worried about
really a
the lights.
question if we want to give them sign 9.
I guess my question is why, I mean, why there? Because you have the west side where you have most of your, foot traffic, I should say, and cars driving through.
Mm.
I think it's a dead sign with regards to visibility.
You think so?
Nine,
For,
number 9.
yeah, where it is now, I think is a dead side. Like I would like to see it on the west side
Right,
more so,
Mhm.
because
They got other, we can't hit.
that's this side, right, Heather?
yeah.
Right.
They can always come back and add it to some other. True.
Or attempt.
I mean, trying to look at it from the other's perspective, I think it's just reinforcing to the users of the car wash.
It's brand. It's just being there.
You know, does that make it a strong argument? I don't think so.
Here's our problem. Remember, and if Jesse was here, he'd laugh at this. We're gonna be assigning these in perpetuity.
Hmm.
Said it in a while, right? So if, this car wash in all good faith will be here a long time, but the reality is. There are adjustments in the market and sometimes that might not be the case. And if they go out of business. This company has a dozen, 10 signs or whatever the number is approved. I'm leaning against it because of this. This is a huge sign package
Mhm.
for the size of this facility.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Without some weird. We're not giving them they don't have something that's odd, like my example of something that was odd was like that BJ's place where their artwork is considered a sign. It was sort of weird.
Hmm.
I don't know if I would have classified it that way, but we did. And so that one got an extra sign or two and we narrowed it down very tightly, but I think this is just giving them extra signs where there's not a huge. I don't think there's a benefit to them besides just they want more signs.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a straw poll for this? Number 9, sign 9,
Can you get a what?
a straw poll, yay or nay?
I'm a nay.
Or yay? Done? Yay. I'm a nay.
I'm amazed as well.
Okay.
So
So
it's
there's the
part of the street. Two.
So I think, so we do not approve sign 9.
Okay. Would it make a difference if it's non-illuminated?
I don't think so. The problem, so
It's the
the
sign itself.
the dilemma that we have is if you leave, right? I mean, the car wash.
Mm.
If the car wash leaves in 10, 15 years from now, 30 years from now, I don't care what it is. They now have 10 signs, which is really a lot.
Mhm.
Your sign package, in all honesty, is put together nicely. It looks very nice. But we have to look at this for the scale and scope of what it is. It's going to go with that property forever.
Mhm.
And so I'm reluctant to give the extra signage where I don't see it. I don't feel that there's a value.
Okay.
If this was facing the road, like if this building was angled on this plot of land and Jefferson Road saw the front sign north
Mhm.
and Clay Road saw the south sign, to me, that makes a lot of sense. There's a visual benefit to the customer,
Mhm.
to the property owner. So far, I'm not convinced. I literally drove around this and I'm like, I won't see that sign. I
Mhm.
won't see that sign
Okay.
unless I sleep at the hotel. And
Okay.
I don't know if I care about the rental car or whatever. What's it?
And on that side.
And on that side of the hotel, valid point. So I'm sorry, that's probably not ideal, but it
That's all
is,
right.
it is where we have just leaned. So that one's good, bad, but good. What other signs are we? Number 10. This is the free vacuums.
Hmm.
Straw poll. Thank you, Beth. Straw poll. That means what's your vote? And then at face value.
At face value, I am a no because of the sheer size.
Heather,
No.
If it was a little smaller, yes.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree with slightly smaller.
Chris?
Is it lit up though too, or is it
Is
It's
it
non-illuminated.
not only
non-illuminated? So
Mhm.
it's, and is that color is gonna blend in with the,
So it's a gray color that would be on the blue. So
It'll
that
pick
one's non-illuminated because anything on that wall where the car wash is, there's water behind the wall, so we can't put electrical through. So that's why the majority of the signage will be at the peaks, 'cause that's where we can run electrical to.
interesting?
What are the size options, smaller than?
Let me see what size that one. They're
That one's
20.
20 by 18.
So we can honestly make it any size and shrink it. It's all non-illuminated, so it's not too big of a deal with like channeling it or anything.
So if it was 20 by. It's 18 by 20 right now.
20 inches
So
by
if you
18.
still had the height,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but the width of it was 12, 14, yeah. Which one?
I'm fine with the whole thing, so
Acceptable would be 14. 20 by 14 instead of by 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin, what is the total, do we have a total square footage analysis for the amount of square footage they're asking for and what is allowed?
I don't know what that is. I started to do that, but I believe that they are underneath the 250 square feet. Oh,
Are you good with 14?
Yeah.
Heather? Yep. John?
Fine. Okay,
Okay, so.
so we'll adjust that a little bit.
Okay.
What other ones do we have? Car wash is approved.
I think that's all of
That was it.
that.
Car wash is approved. Okay, so Aaron, I realize there's a lot there. Do you
you want
you
me to
have
s-
any questions?
No, well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I have.
And by the way, we gotta ask for audience members because we have people out there. I don't know.
Right. My question for you is, I guess, let's ask the audience first.
Are there any questions? First, is there any more questions from board members? Aaron, hold yours. Are there any questions from members of the audience?
If so, please step up, state your name and address. for
I'll
the
have you
record.
take a step back for just a moment, and while they're speaking, you're not allowed to speak.
Tom Polachek, 26 Ice Rose Lane.
Welcome, Tom.
I just had a,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just-
stand up close.
yeah. I just had a question with regarding the sign going to the hotel. Is it possible that that sign is there because one is like a month, like, I know like Delta Sonic has got like ones that you pay for and ones that got the monthly members. Is that signage used for that?
The one that we were talking about that faces the hotel?
Yeah.
It's just a sign that says Splash
Car wash.
Car Wash Express. So
Okay.
it's nothing to do with, yep.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to verify.
There's a, it's
Yeah.
a one lane.
Oh, it's only one lane?
Mhm.
Do you have any other questions or concerns?
No,
Sure.
not currently.
So
And Heather, is there anybody online? I don't think so, but.
No, sir.
No. Ooh.
So, Bob, my question for you is, do you think we should go through each set, if you will,
I think
for
we
the
should.
signs and review our approval and denial with the applicant to get their, they're okay with, or if they want to propose something different?
I think, unfortunately, I think we do need to do a,
Each one of those applications should be separate, yeah.
some of them are easy.
Right.
The sign heights
Mhm.
are declined
Right.
or almost revoked or whatever you call it.
Mhm.
No, they're declined. And then also the stylization is declined,
Right.
but that leaves, and then the quantity is reduced.
Right. We're only approving one extra directional as opposed to two.
Yes. And then, I would be accepted. I think we need to be very clear, though, Eric or Kevin. If that entrance is in fact if that Jefferson Road is in fact an entrance also, did we just limit their capability if we reduced one sign to not have an entrance capability?
Are you saying, can we confirm that the Jefferson Road
It's exit
curb
only.
cut?
That is an exit only. I double checked with my colleague. He said it's an exit only.
Okay, so that's easy.
You're good.
I didn't want to limit you if we read it wrong.
Mhm. I that's why I checked. I just want to
Yeah,
make
I
sure.
appreciate you doing that. So it's exit only, so that is a reduction, so I don't feel bad about it then if that's the case.
Okay.
And so unfortunately, I think we need to do a bunch of these. You'll have to read it 7 times. Or whatever it is.
Right. So I think that we can do the directional signage under, well, do we have to approve can we approve? And let me rephrase that. My mind's melting. So we can take one of those variances and include all that language in just one resolution.
The only thing is so there's 3 variances there.
Correct.
2 of those variances can be grouped. But one of them's a partial approval, so 2 of them are denials. One of them is a partial approval, so that will require 2 pages.
Okay, because they technically have a variance for, Each.
How about this?
yeah.
Every sign that's an enter and exit
Mhm.
with regards to the stylization can be on one.
Okay,
And at the same time, you can do that for the height. They
okay.
should be able to all go on one, correct?
I thought the height
So-
was going away, right?
Yeah, so we're
Not-
declining it.
Oh, you're,
Well, does it matter? Do we just eliminate it?
I thought you hit the vote to deny.
Yeah, so I'm saying for the paperwork, we can put all the denials on one page.
Yes,
So you
Like-
can also do sign number 9.
Okay.
I think it was number 9, the face,
Yes.
sign 9. So you can do sign number 9, the height for all of the exit and entrance signs, the stylization of all the entrance and exit signs
Mm-hmm. The height,
can be one denial.
right,
You gotta list them all,
right.
reference them all, but you can make that one denial. And then the other ones, which is the count. So for extra signs,
We just,
you
Approve
say
it with
approved, but the
one.
variance set or the,
right,
what do you call it, at the bottom, the circumstances say we approved 1
right.
Jefferson. And then,
Well, let's start them in order. So 033 is,
the problem is I don't think they're in order, are they?
well, if we go 033,
Which is sign
which
number
is
9.
sign number 9, we know that that's a decline.
Yeah,
correct?
yes.
Okay, that one should be itself.
Why? Heather just said we could put them together.
Okay, so which other ones?
Okay, hold on.
decline?
Can they withdraw number 9 rather than voting on it?
Sure.
Heather, does that work better for you?
it's fine either way. All approvals can go on one, all denials can go on one, and if she's inclined to withdraw, that can certainly be accomplished ahead of the votes.
The benefits to withdrawal is, I guess in the future, you could try to come back for it.
Okay. I'll withdraw that
So
one.
for number,
Number 9,
33,
the
for
back
sign
logo
number-
sign. Mhm.
So
I'm sorry,
33
we
goes
we
away.
have to go through the paper.
It's okay.
So right now I have 40 through 41 we can put together and we're gonna approve 1 additional sign.
Hold on, 40. Third directional sign. Variance, yes, so 40 is okay,
Right.
and 41 is a no, so denial. So that can go on the one that's oh, we're gonna have other denials too. So
So
42 is a denial,
right, so 42, 43,
44 and
Four.
45,
45 are all denial.
which is all for the heights. So your lack of stylizing, I think, eliminates that 9 inches, so 4 feet is what we allow.
Okay.
And you can do all of those under the 4 feet with that removed, okay, so
Okay.
those are denied.
Well, do we,
Or do you want to withdraw, Heather, is it
no,
deny
right,
it?
yeah.
Deny it.
If
Yeah.
he withdraws those. Well, no, because then they could always put it up with the styles.
Don't deny those.
Don't deny.
No, do deny those.
yeah,
Actually make sure they're denied.
the 42 through 45.
41 is denied because that's the 4th sign,
Okay,
40 through 45. And then so 39 is 39. I'm just looking at these. And 36 through 39 is also denied. So you will put on one sheet, so we will withdraw 33. And let me look at these.
So you're going to
Number
withdraw
10.
33. 34 needs to have an adjustment
Yep,
of size. 35 has to have an adjustment of size, so those two could go together.
so 34 and 35 can go together. I agree with Beth completely.
And then 36.
To be honest with you, there's no reason, since they're approvals, there's no reason we can't put 40 on there as well, 36.
Right, oh,
So we can put,
40.
for approvals, we can do 34, 35, and 40 with notes.
correct.
Aaron, do you follow what I just said? Let me come over there.
yeah, I'm writing this down as we go.
Let me just visual here.
Yeah, so,
So look at this. We're gonna withdraw this one. 33 withdrawal.
right.
34 and 35 are reduced in size
Mm-hmm.
and scope,
Mm-hmm.
and 40 is approved. Right, so that's all of those. 40 is approved.
Mhm.
So you can put 40, 34, and 35 on the same one. Yep.
Right.
With notes.
Right, for each one.
Well, only two.
Okay.
And then the balance of them are declared.
Right, so 36 to 39, 41 through 45 are on the same one as denial.
Yeah.
So we only have two variances. Two resolutions.
Two resolutions.
Right. All right, I'm gonna start typing.
It'll just be a moment.
It's okay.
If you want.
You're welcome to have a
Yeah.
seat if
Okay.
you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll probably call you up just before we read it.
You can stay seated.
Well, that's true too.
Aaron, do you need me to drop you any additional blanks? I put one extra one in there already.
Yeah, I got it.
I think we're good with two.
Okay,
And
Yeah.
And Heather, for your sake, while he's typing, what do I need to do for withdrawal? Just say it? And then have her accept it?
she formally did it already, but it doesn't hurt for you to state it verbally as well.
We'll do it right when we do the rest of the reading.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you guys are good, right? School project.
That's what I thought. You're Troop 750, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my son's just joined that last month. Yeah, so it's
One of the ones that's building that,
the shed over at Lutheran
yeah.
Church, yeah,
Nice.
cool. Are you
Other-
doing your citizenship in the community merit badge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Just want to make sure on the, square footage of the pole signs that we have I thought it was 88 square feet and I thought we heard 83 tonight. So I just want to make sure we have the correct square footage.
Aaron has it.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. As long as it's under 100.
It's under
It
100.
Doesn't even matter. So
Yeah.
We're good.
We're just not, that's for the second.
Yeah, it's only 72 square feet. Or 82, sorry.
82. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Sweet. What was that?
That's 49,000.
Right, that's what I said.
I've got one too.
Oh, I thought it was just a lot of.
No. Because I remember approving it when we did it, right? Because I'm.
Yeah, stand corrected. I'm gonna be a little. That's one of mine. Everyone was years I'd play with them.
While we're waiting to read, do you have any questions? If you're, or if you're, if you want to come up and ask us, this gentleman here, he's a Boy Scout, going for one of his merit badges. Which merit badge are you going for?
Communications.
Communications, okay, sorry. I thought it was because my nephew came before us here with last year for his citizenship and community in the community merit badge. So
What type of questions do you have?
What debate, like a town meeting or like a school board meeting, right? Have like a better debate.
You said debate? It depends on the topics at hand. Um.
Well,
it-
Given that the school board did not have its budget passed,
It might be a great one.
the next one that they have may be a better debate as you have residents coming in to discuss the options. And if they have to go on that specialized budget.
I don't know.
Um, if it's a town board meeting and you can see the agendas before they come up, if there's something that's pretty hot in the town, you know, like you have dueling hot Kentucky chicken places and, you know, they're on opposite corners, you know, that might have a pretty good discussion. It has to depend on what's going on. And then everybody's favorite Facebook page, Henrietta Highlights. If there's something coming up in the town, you know that there's gonna be quite a bit of opinion in there. The same way you may see some opinion about the school board. So it's really, you're gonna have to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
To determine which one are you really gonna get the debate back and forth.
What is your name?
Thomas Portercheck.
Thomas. Thomas, if you noticed, even tonight, there was 4 applications before the car wash.
Yeah.
Those are pretty routine. Someone rebuilt the deck because theirs fell apart, you know, over time. It's very hard for us to say you can't have a front porch on your house, right? These are pretty minor things. However, sign packages often create a lot of debate. So like Beth is saying, it really depends. So I'm sorry, there's not a yes or no answer or a one or the other.
Yeah, but like in life, there's no real solid until you experience both. I don't know if you get extra credit for doing both. I don't know if you can get that as far as even in your high school classes, maybe, you know, if you take a government class, you can say my experience X, Y, Z.
Maybe, yeah.
I would check with your teachers.
Yep.
That would be an extra, like, you know, I got 105 on this paper because.
Might be good. What else could we answer for you?
That's really it.
Oh, great.
Okay.
That was
Thank
easy.
you.
Thank you. Stay involved.
Yeah.
Thomas, stay involved. It's very important. A lot of people don't do it anymore. It's very important. Helps out the community and it's important.
Challenge.
Very
point.
cool.
Definitely.
Did you get to go to Ground Zero Cafe? In the middle of the Pentagon, in the courtyard. That's cool. That's very cool. Good for you. A lot of people have never seen that stuff. It's really neat. Did you go around to any of the other buildings down in DC, the Rayburn building and other stuff where they pass laws and do all that stuff? Very good. What's that?
How about here in Rochester?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Have you been to the Susan B. Anthony House? Been to Susan B. Anthony House? Okay. You should also go to the Jello Museum. Have you been to the Jello Museum?
On Leroy.
And Leroy,
Leroy. If you go there and ask them about their basement,
is this like the basement in the Alamo?
no,
Okay.
it's obscure. They don't show it to people unless people ask.
Really?
But if you ask, their basement, let's put it this way, is connected to the Susan B. Anthony,
That's very cool. Didn't know that.
part of the Underground Railroad.
Yep. I mean, I figured it when you said it, but I didn't know that.
Wow.
And across the street, there's a great restaurant. Sweet Betty's. Really good. What? Sweet. It's sweet. Yeah, ice cream. Yeah, great. They had great sandwiches. They sell alcohol too, so you can get like all sorts of great drinks. Good place.
Ice cream in a bar.
In the restaurant.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Good. I haven't tried that, but that's a good point. Is it going okay, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm almost done with one of them.
I'm glad you have a regular computer.
You said we're almost done with just one.
He's almost done with the first one.
Okay.
Wow, Heather.
She had jury duty all day, so she's
I fully support you 100%.
it doesn't sound that way. But take you at your word.
Okay. So now this one, so 34.
At least he's only doing two, Heather.
I will take my blessings.
Thomas, what rank are you right now? I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry. It's okay, Started, okay. Cool.
I'm assistant senior control.
Mhm. There's one, because when you walked in, I'm like, I thought you looked familiar and your dad, I was like, I knew I'd seen you somewhere before, but yeah, I was at the Court of Honor last Friday or Thursday. And yeah, cool. One of my sons is also Thomas, so he's the other Thomas.
You've been down to practice?
He's wearing walking boots right now. He had surgery on his legs, but yeah, he's got, we're bringing those for another week and that'll be done. Oh, I know, yeah.
Tires on there and go.
All right, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, can I use the restroom? Okay.
Bob, while he's finishing that up, next month for the larger agenda, do you want to back up workshop to 6:15 or still do 6:30? We have about 18 applicants. Some have multiple applications.
Bob is electing Beth to answer the question. And she said 6:15 is a beautiful.
To the
thought.
nature of the person.
Will do. Thank you.
This cannot be achieved by a feasible time communication center like traffic.
Yeah.
By now that bill.
And there is the U of R applications next month or the month after.
That will be for the August meeting, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
August, okay.
Yeah, they're still finalizing stuff with the building department, trying to ensure that all the sign applications are kind of accurate with what they're proposing right now.
Okay.
Doing like pre-review, I guess you could call it.
Free. That was the best one you did. You just sold that. What's it now? Yeah. That one.
Actually,
Mhm.
is it a 7 or a 9 or?
7. Probably the other one. Absolutely.
That's enough.
I love the other one. I love the round one.
That's like my little bike. I'll bring it in sometime. I'm replacing an oil tank and my little oil tank. 52 stroke. It goes in by my home.
His Brembo's 760, because he changed all the gears and everything else.
Oh my God. I'll bring it sometime. They have no problem. They're very unassuming. Is it on? It's the one that.
Spin it right around on the front wheel and everything. I mean, it's all. So I can't ride my Harley. I can't ride my Harley anymore. Because it's old, because my leg.
Because it's home.
We went up to the town road. They took my arm.
Can't do it, huh?
My freaking hip and leg, killing me so bad.
To the original?
Huh?
To the original?
Oh, man. I can't hold up the freaking.
You gotta sell it?
Yeah. 15,000 miles, 2004.
Okay. Feel good?
Yep, just putting the notes on the conditions for the approvals.
You can call me. Nothing. Almost my bedtime.
Mine too.
That's true too. Aaron, what do you think on time? Do we, if someone needs a pit stop, are you okay?
If somebody what?
Are you right at the end of your stuff? Or?
Yeah, I'm just putting the last conditions on. So another like 2-3 minutes.
I see these to deliver for FedEx. He took out a guy's mailbox. Absolutely flat. No speed, like he wasn't being reckless. Didn't realize it was right there. And we didn't quite know that that was the truck yet. We had it backed up and just all on video. So I think, hold up.
We had two heavy packages, so you tried pulling them, and you tried to avoid my truck.
Final sign exception.
Yeah.
So that was denied.
I don't know.
But they're gonna at least give us some money to replace it.
It was around a while.
You see the new, ruling that.
Priceless.
And around there, at least
Triple
some-
signs.
Work of art.
So we should put Amazon packages in your mailbox. instead of- Yeah,
What is this?
the post office is trying to change the, you know,
Oh.
you know, mailbox, whatever it is. What they have, or whatever. They want people to stay. UPS.
Our neighborhood has a mandated mailbox design. And they're. I'm not sure. They can work
It's
like-
nice that they're grouped together, though, communities grouped together.
Grouped, it's that they're, we have the same, everybody has the same mailbox.
Yep, I know.
I have my own, but they're not. I can put two together and then two together.
Yeah, that's where they were on, like, 222.
Our meetings don't normally go like this either. We normally, they don't normally have this long pause between applications being approved, so. Yeah, this one is taking longer than most.
Not really.
I think it's because
It's
there's
only been an hour and a half.
So we
Not sure,
agreed
but-
that the free vacuum sign will be 20 inches by 14 feet, right? Okay. All right,
You good?
yes. Do you want to look at the deny application before it's read, or we good?
No.
Okay, we're good then.
So we'll call you back up. Again, sorry for the delay. It's just, there's a lot. So with that, I would like to first just make sure that we say it out loud. Application 2024-033 for sign reference number 9, the south face.
Mhm.
You're okay withdrawing that?
Yes.
Okay, so we will withdraw that. All the other variances are also closed. Aaron, you want to read these, the declines, and the approvals, and make sure, just for clarity, that you say all the numbers.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Chairman, with regard to application number ZBA 2024 41, 42, 43, and 45, and applications 36, 37, 38, and 39 for an area variances, I move to deny as follows. Whereas the zoning board of appeals has duly advertised and held a public hearing, has considered all relevant information, and has considered to the potential benefit to the applicant versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variances. Now, therefore, it be it resolved, the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of fact. The variance will result in an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties. The amount of signs presented does not fit within the character of the neighborhood. The variances can be achieved by some other feasible alternative. Allowed signage by either existing town code or approved variances allow the desired outcome to be achieved. The variances requested is substantial. The amount of signs requested is substantial when compared to existing neighborhood conditions. The variances will have a negative effect on physical or environmental conditions. Proposed variances for height and size of signs negatively impact the visibility of pedestrians and vehicular traffic at an intersection that is heavily used. The difficulty relating to the variances was self-created due to the orientation of the proposed building and desired number of signs. It was self-created. And be it further resolved that based upon the above findings of the zoning board of appeals hereby denies the variances as presented.
Hold 1 second. Could you verify the numbers of the variances again? I feel like you missed one.
Sure. So the numbers of the applications are 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45.
Okay.
And applications 36, 37, 38, and 39.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
If anybody wants to second it,
I'll second that.
seconded by Beth, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, with regard to applications number ZBA 2024-35, or I'm sorry, 34, 35, and 40, for an area variance, I move to approve as follows. Whereas the zoning board has duly advertised and held a public hearing, has considered all relevant information, and has considered the potential benefit to the applicant versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variances. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of fact. The variances will not result in an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties. The proposed variances do not impact the character of the neighborhood as they are in character with the surrounding properties. The variance can not be achieved by some other feasible alternative. Due to the nature of the business and the orientation of the property, the variances cannot be achieved by a feasible alternative. The variances requested is substantial. While the variances are substantial, they are reasonable within the conditions placed by the approved variances. The variances will have a negative effect on physical will not have a negative effect or on physical or environmental conditions. There are no detrimental conditions at this seen at this time. The difficulty relating to the variance was self-created. While the self-created, the variances have been shown to be fit within the above findings of fact. And be it further resolved, that based on the above findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby approve the variances as presented, and be it further resolved that the approval shall be subject to the following conditions. Only one additional directional sign is approved. The pylon sign will be as provided in option 1 that is shown on the document provided to the zoning board. The free vacuum sign shall be 20 inches by 14 feet.
I'll second.
Wait,
The only thing that I would,
Flip
the
that,
pylon,
14 inches. Did you say 20?
20 inches by 14 feet.
I thought it was 14 inches tall by 20 feet width. You guys switched it to 14.
Oh, so just swap, so 14 by 20 inches.
So 20 inches tall
Mm-hmm.
by 14 feet
It was
wide.
originally 18 inches tall. I thought you guys
No,
reduced it.
18
It was
feet wide.
18 wide.
Okay, so I'm gonna say
Okay,
20 inches
Kevin?
tall, 14 feet wide.
Kevin, you look good today, all right?
Yes.
We'll leave it at that. We need rest, but you're looking.
Oh.
So the adjustment we made. Oh, it's Kevin.
Not me.
Okay. Can we get a second for that? Oh, did the pylon state the 82 square feet?
In total.
Okay.
Just little adjustments that were on the same.
It's okay.
I think it said 82 combined.
Yes,
For
For
the
the
two
square-
sign total square footage.
yes.
The one that she
Well, that didn't matter
presented.
because it was under the 100.
Yeah, it's
Under 100.
Mhm.
It doesn't need it, but it's good to,
It's in there now. Yeah.
Perfect.
so does anyone want to second that?
I'll second.
Seconded by Heather, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your
Yes,
time.
Thank you.
Have a
Appreciate it.
wonderful day.
Thank you as well.
And with that, we can close the meeting at 8:40. Thank you. Any other questions before we leave?